Is it going to be romance or revenge for Emily Galindo? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, and we're here to ask the question that nobody wants to ask, and that is because we don't care for Emily. We do not like Emily. We've had enough of Emily. In fairness, she probably should have died in season 3 when she was in the bathtub and her boobs were hanging out. That was like probably the best thing she's ever done. Galindo, when he pushed her head down, he should have held it there. He should have drowned her in that bathtub, and it would have saved us that terrible story arc in season 4 where she was on the run, and it would have saved us this depressed Emily that we're getting in season 5. But no. She's still here, she's still alive, and what I would say about Emily in the latest episode, I actually kind of think her scenes were not the worst. Yeah, so that kind of explains what's happening with the rest of the show, because for me, normally Emily's scenes are always the worst scenes on the show, but in the last episode, we had so much garbage. We had Nails and Hank, we had Sophia and her old boyfriend, we've got Gilly and Ray, we've got all this shit that nobody cares about. Honestly, nobody gives a shit about any of that stuff. So yeah, by default, I actually thought the Emily stuff was more important in the last episode. So what's going to happen? Is she falling romantically for Lewis? Is she using Lewis perhaps to try and escape Galindo? Or is she maybe going to find out, or does she already know that he is the one that killed her sister and that she is going to get revenge by killing him? That's what we're here to ask, guys. That's what we're here to look at. So we see in the episode, Emily is depressed. She's not been getting out. Lewis has been tasked by Galindo to try and help her in whatever ways possible. So Lewis thinks that since she's depressed, he's going to get her out of the house. They're going to do some shooting practice. They're going to do some shooting at bottles. He says that this helps him when he's feeling down. Emily says, "You don't know anything about me. You don't know if I'm depressed." And then she judges him, saying, "What, killing people makes you better?" But Lewis is like, "Nah, I don't like that part." He just, I don't know, I guess he just likes the shooting part. He doesn't actually like the killing part. And then he teaches her to shoot bottles. And at one point, he asks for permission if he can hold her in order to shoot the bottles and line up her posture better so she's got a better shot, more accuracy, etc. And there was maybe signs of romance there. Then the big bombshell, he says that he knows that Emily was trying to escape, and she can't believe it. She's like, why didn't you, have you told Miguel? And he's like, no, I didn't tell Miguel because it's not going to happen. But the fact he didn't tell Miguel shows that this Lewis guy, he does have, let's say, has a bit of remorse or maybe a bit of feelings for Emily or something along those lines, because most people would have told her. If this was Nestor, 100% he would have mentioned it. Even if she didn't escape, he would have went to Galindo and he would have said, look, she was trying to escape, she was attempting to escape. But Lewis didn't do that. So does he maybe have a bit of sympathy for Emily? Does he feel sorry for Emily? Because I feel like most people who work for Galindo would have reported back and would have told him what Emily was trying to do. But he didn't do this. Then we see them bonding later in the park. Lewis tells some woman he's watching kids and she kind of freaks out and it makes him look like a bit of a weirdo. Emily and him have a laugh and they're actually joking. Then Emily discusses, do you not speak to women? You can't say that kind of stuff. Then he explains that he doesn't have a girlfriend, he doesn't have a wife, he doesn't really have anybody. All that he has is the Galindo family. And again, it felt like Emily was like diving deeper into like Lewis's history, his personal life, and the fact she was bringing up girlfriends and wives. It felt like Emily was showing a bit of interest. And now, why is she doing that? Is she just trying to be friendly? Does she realise that Lewis has been trying to help her this episode, so she is just being nice back in return? Or is she trying to, I don't know, trying to flirt with Lewis? Is she trying to get close to Lewis? Is she trying to get Lewis on her side and maybe use him to escape? Maybe get him to drop his guard and take him out, get revenge for her sister? Or could she possibly be seeing a guy that maybe is showing a bit of kindness to her. Someone that she has a connection with, because let's be honest, she hasn't really had that from any male in a very long time, and she definitely doesn't have that with Galindo. You look at her relationship with Galindo, and it is pretty much dead. She feels like she's a prisoner being held in that Galindo household, and in all honesty, she kind of is. So maybe there's something between Emily and Lewis going on here. We don't know what's going inside Lewis's head. We don't know what's going inside Emily's head. But for me, they seem to be bonding. They seem to be a bit more friendly than I would expect. I think Lewis is just the guy that's been tasked with making sure she doesn't do anything. I certainly wasn't expecting all these conversations for Emily to be asking into Lewis's personal life, and for Lewis to be basically trying to cheer Emily up and trying to get her out of this depressed state. And I guess you could argue that Galindo wants her out of bed, so he's just doing something that he thinks is fun. But for me, there could be more to this. I don't believe Emily knows that he killed her sister, but that is something that might come out. And who knows, maybe he feels guilt. Maybe he looks at Emily and he wants to try and make up for what's happened. And maybe he will. You know, it's possible. Maybe Lewis will allow Emily to escape with Crystal. Maybe he'll think of what I know he said he's loyal. He said he's loyal to the Galindo family. But he did kill Emily's sister. Maybe once he starts bonding more with Emily, maybe if they have more scenes together, he'll feel a bit of connection, and he'll feel guilt, he'll feel remorse for what he did, and he might think the only way he can make up to Emily, the only way he can repay Emily would be by letting her leave and by letting her get her son and get the hell away from Miguel Galindo. That's what I think might happen, guys. That's what I think is a possibility. But let me know what you think is a possibility. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think is happening here? Do you think it's just as simple as Lewis being a little bit friendly and trying to get Emily out of this depressed state? Do you think Emily is in return just showing a little bit of friendliness back? Or do you think she could be trying to use Lewis? Do you think she's maybe using him as a means to escape? Or could she be beginning to feel genuine feelings for someone since she's had absolutely no love or affection from Miguel? Let me know in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Been Fog Entertainment. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace.